The Joker and Batman are the Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty of the DC universe, and as such, their relationship is complex. On the one hand, Joker torments Batman and destroys his life, attacking, crippling, and killing as many of his closest allies as he can. But on the other hand, the Joker has actually gone out of his way to protect Batman and to keep his secret identity safe. This is of course for selfish reasons. The Joker sees Batman as a dark, looming demon of the night, striking from the shadows. And knowing his identity, knowing he is truly just a man, would ruin it for him. And of course, if the world knew who Batman was, then there would no longer be a Batman. Or at least the Batman the Joker knows would change, as he would have to adjust to this new reality. And the game the Joker and Batman play would drastically change as a result. But still, it's interesting that his worst enemy would go out of his way to keep his identity unknown. And we're going to look at the 5 best times that the Joker has protected the Dark Knight's greatest secret. Harley Quinn. In the Harley Quinn Season 1 finale story, Joker has teamed up with Scarecrow and revealed his endgame, which is basically just destruction all around Gotham. But he has managed to capture Batman. But still, the Joker is unhappy, as he basically misses Harley. So, in an attempt to cheer him up, Scarecrow takes off Batman's cowl and reveals that he is Bruce Wayne, which royally pisses off the Joker, as he did not want his nemesis reduced to just a mere man. And so he kills Scarecrow. And it could be seen that he does this just because he's angry at him, which is believable because he is quite angry in the moment, but he also does it to stop Scarecrow from telling anyone who Batman really is. We know this because the Joker never shares this knowledge. Sure, he gets amnesia shortly after this, but then later on the Joker gets his memories back, and still he never reveals Batman's identity to anyone. And he is clearly doing so to keep anyone from working out that Bruce Wayne is the one behind the cowl. And oddly enough, Scarecrow says he took off the mask because he thought it was the kind of thing that Harley would have done if she had been there. And in the Batman Arkham City game, when Joker and Harley have Batman tied to a chair, she does actually try to remove his mask, though again, Joker protects his identity and stops Harley from taking it off. He does the same in White Knight. In this story, Joker turns sane and he runs for government office, and eventually convinces the police to arrest Batman. But even though Batman is locked up in Arkham, the Joker still makes sure that no one removes his mask, keeping his secret identity secret. He also works out his identity in Telltale Batman, but again he keeps it a secret, as in this world Joker really thinks of himself as Batman's friend. And even if you choose the choice where Joker eventually becomes Batman's enemy, he still keeps this information to himself, keeping his frenemy protected from the law and from other villains. The Dark Knight. This is an amazing film and a truly iconic portrayal of the Joker by Heath Ledger, which, as we all know, was the role that he won the Oscar for posthumously. Now, to begin with in this story, the Joker demands to know Batman's identity, or else people will die. This is because at this point the Joker is essentially just a hitman for the mob, who has been hired to take Batman out. But then the situation changes. You see, the Joker is having so much fun being the clown prince of crime that he wants the game to keep going. So even though the murders that the Joker has committed have forced Coleman Reese to come forwards and reveal Batman's identity to the world, the Joker changes his mind. And he tells the city that he's going to blow up a hospital unless Coleman Reese is killed, because he wants no one to know who Batman actually is, as it would ruin his fun to see him reduced to just a mere mortal man. This is because the Joker is vain, and he wants a nemesis who is larger than life, a force of nature, and Batman is just perfect for that. Of course, Coleman Reese isn't killed, and the Joker blows up the hospital and then moves on, because the Joker was going to blow up the hospital no matter what. But his message to Coleman Reese is now known, and it is clear. Keep Batman's identity to yourself, or you'll die. In fact, in some respects, this is actually the most effort that the Joker ever went to protect Batman's identity. The Batman. In this episode, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson have a friendship with two brothers who mimic them in many ways, both physically and in character. Except while Bruce and Dick have used their trauma to become heroes and stop injustice, the brothers have used their trauma to justify becoming supervillains. Villains who fight Batman and Robin at night, while they hang out with Bruce and Dick during the day. So needless to say, it doesn't take long for the villains to work out who Batman and Robin really are. Now, Batman and Robin know who they are, and they do defeat them. But since they refuse to kill them, they have no choice but to bring them to justice, and then deal with the fallout of them revealing their identities to the world. But of course, the Joker finds out that they know Batman and Robin's identities, and he not only doesn't want to know himself, but he doesn't want anyone to know. So he does the only logical thing he can. He Joker gasses them both and breaks their mind, so not only do they forget the dynamic duo's identities, they forget everything, as they've basically been lobotomized. The Joker not only didn't want them to tell the world who they were, he also didn't want them to know either. He wanted no one to know. And this really illustrates the lengths that the Joker will go to keep their real names a secret. And it's a very good warning to other villains not to work out who they are, otherwise, the Joker will come for you. Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. Now, in this film, the Joker does one of the most depraved things that he has ever done to the Bat family. He kidnaps Tim Drake and he tortures him for weeks, with electric shocks and injections and God alone knows what else. And like everyone who's ever been tortured, Drake eventually breaks, and not only is he mind-washed into thinking he is the Joker and Harley's son, but he also reveals all of Batman's secrets, including his identity. But even though the Joker feels the need to gloat to Batman and let him know that he knows his real identity, he also keeps it to himself, not even telling Harley, as he is the only one who is allowed to know. But of course the Joker can't resist mocking Batman, and letting him know that he regrets finding out who he really was, because he has diminished the character and taken away the mystery that makes Batman Batman. You see, when he's lurking in the shadows, he is powerful and threatening, but in the stark light of day, he really is just a guy dressed in a batsuit who goes out beating up the mentally ill. Or as the Joker puts it, he's just a boy crying out for mummy and daddy. Now, the Joker does die in this film before he could tell anyone, but he has had weeks before this to let the world know, and he doesn't reveal the secret. Like I said, he didn't even tell Harley. And then when he returns in the future, he still keeps this information to himself. True, he does Joker gas Bruce Wayne, but he doesn't let anyone know who Batman really is, once again, protecting him. And he does something kind of similar in a Batman the Brave and the Bold episode. In a possible future, it's revealed that the Joker knew who Batman was all along, or at least he was able to work it out eventually. As the Joker puts it, he's crazy, not senile. But he still makes sure the public doesn't know. He keeps this information to himself. But he does still kill Bruce Wayne and his wife, Selina Kyle. After all, Dick Grayson has taken up the mantle of Batman now, just as Terry McGinnis has done in Batman Beyond. So I suppose the logic is that so long as there's a Batman around for the Joker to fight, he doesn't actually care what happens to the old one. Or at least he does care in so much that he has to be the one to orchestrate his death. I don't think the Joker's ego would allow anyone else to finish him off. Brave and the Bold. Now, in an amazing story where Batman confronts Joe Chill, the man who killed his parents, Batman decides to remove his cowl and let him know that by killing his parents, Joe Chill actually created Batman all those years ago in that alley. But he also decides to let Joe Chill live, even though he wants to kill him more than he has ever wanted to kill anyone, even the Joker. And it really is a true test of Batman's character like never before. But he remains a steadfast hero, and even though he knows Joe Chill is going to reveal his identity to the world, he still lets him live. And of course, Joe Chill does run straight to the villains to tell them what he has learned. But rather than just say Batman's identity straight away, he makes the mistake of telling them that he is the one who created Batman. And at hearing this, the villains just lose their minds. They're not even interested in hearing any more, as Batman is the one who has stopped all of them from achieving their goals, and now that they know Joe Chill was responsible for his creation, they just let loose and attack him like mad, killing him. Now, technically Joker is only one of the villains taking Joe Chill out, but he is one of the leaders, and of course Joker was the one who interrupted Joe Chill before he could reveal the identity, because he wanted to aggravate the other supervillains and get them so angry that they wouldn't listen to reason. Basically, he didn't want them to listen to the rest of what Joe Chill had to say, he wanted them to lash out before so that Joe Chill would die and no one would know who Batman was. It's a little subjective, I know, but one thing is clear, Joker's actions, along with the other villains, directly stop the world from learning that Bruce Wayne is the Dark Knight. So no matter how you look at it, he did actively keep Batman's secret safe. And those are the 5 best times that the Joker has made sure Batman's alter ego is kept unknown. Now personally I think the best one is from the Batman episode. It's not the most elegant, true, but it does show the lengths the Joker is willing to go to keep Batman's real identity a mystery. And although he does do a lot of destruction in the other ones in order to keep people quiet and kill people so they can't reveal the secret, warping someone's mind like this not only gets rid of the chance of them revealing the secret, but it is one hell of a warning to the other villains. After all, dying is scary, sure, but living as a vegetable? Well, that's a hell of a lot more terrifying, and in all seriousness, I can't think of a better deterrent. But which one of these is your favourite? And is there another time that you think should have been included? Be sure to let us know in the comments, and I'd just like to quickly remind everyone that we have some merchandise available on our store, and to say thanks to all of you who have donated to the Needle Mouse Productions page on Patreon. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment.